Hi, I'm Benny, Creative Director at Mindtree, presenting our dashboard designs for the marketing team, specifically views for management, programs, and campaigns. There are 3 points of entry: management, programs, and campaigns rollup. In this management view, the focus is on paid, unpaid, and AGR status across all programs by default. We can also look at a specific program and see its individual performance across these KPIs. We can also look at each program in terms of numerical data and see how it's performing, whether it's on track or off track based on specific criteria. This all culminates in an aggregate view of all programs. Notice that as I'm scrolling, the top menu stays fixed. This is a global header in which I can isolate these overview pages by multiple programs or a single program. I can filter by paid, unpaid, and AGRs. I can filter the time frame to reflect the past week, the past month, past several months, up to a year, or in this case, even specify a custom time frame. And as you'll see later on in this walkthrough, there'll also be a trend indication, which looks at a benchmark across a time frame of 3 months as default. And lastly, on any given screen, we can generate reports, export PDFs, and CSVs as well. Moving on to the next entry point of programs, there is an area for alerts, which indicates a significant shift, in this case, a decrease in valid leads, or budget remaining, or even revenue generated across any program. This next chart provides a quick visual snapshot of how each program is performing against KPIs and a duration of the program. And like before, we can get a general overview of the program's performance and access more details by clicking on these buttons. Once again, there is a culmination of all programs. And lastly, in the campaigns rollup, once again, there are alerts, this time pertaining to channels like Facebook, Google Ads, and even campaign levels such as a decrease in email clicks or social engagement. The main graphic for this screen is the performance contribution of each campaign. There is a color code for most contribution in dark green to least contribution in the lighter beige. This measures how each program, according to their number, has performed in bringing, in this case, revenues or closings towards each of the program initiatives. We can also see each of these channels being broken down further in the following rows. If I decide I want to see one in more detail, I can click on AARP, for instance, and get brought to the AARP program page. This page will have channels, creatives, and web pages to access as well. At any point, I can also shift to a different program. This program page gives a quick overview of the key performance indicators, such as budget remaining and some of the results. The performance is shown across benchmarks and targets for each of these KPIs. In the red indicates a trend as specified earlier, where there is a significant decrease from the last 3 months. The yellow shows caution and KPIs that need to be looked moving forward. And in the green indicates a successful and positive trend from 3 months prior. The next chart shows performance over time, and this breaks it down by, once again, the KPIs mentioned before. And in the channel performance, instead of looking against an x-axis of time, we are now looking at a comparison between different channels. Channel spending indicates how the program has done from a spending standpoint during its duration of operation, and the legend indicates Facebook, Google Ads, Verizon, and AARP Media and their percentage breakdown of spending. Next, we're going to look at the performance by location, where we can scroll and look at all states without the need of pagination or pressing next or previous. There are filters that can show different regions, states, and even a breakdown of campaigns. And lastly, for this program screen, we can see a history of its funnel in terms of where leads are coming in from, and some key reasons why they may be lost, and referrals being lost as well. This is a scale showing the number of frequency for each of these reasons. To get into more details on the performance of specific channels, we get brought to this screen, which shows a current default of all channels. These are leads over time, indicating each of the channels. Similarly, referrals over time. And the next chart shows all leads across the duration of time measured against different trends as shown according to these colors. By hovering over any given point, I can see a pop-up that gives me exact numerical details. I can get the same for the referrals. And the campaign performance will show a breakdown of each campaign and their performance, and which audiences have received these campaigns the best in terms of impressions, clicks, click-through rates, and even conversions. We can also see the funnel of email performance in terms of how many has been sent, actually delivered, emails opened, clicked, and finally, forms completed with a conversion rate. We can even look at email performance by looking at specific email campaigns, their subject lines, and seeing the engagement rates. Lastly, on the screen, indicates a comparison across both desktop and mobile performance across each of these channels. To dive specifically into the actual creatives, on this tab, we can scroll and see every creative on different platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and emails. And to get more detail on any one of them, I can click on this one, for instance, and this brings me to a detailed view of the specific Facebook campaign, its overall metrics, current status, its duration of time, how much has been spent, how much is left, it's currently active, and we can see engagement statistics, such as weekly referrals, leads, and likes and shares across Facebook. We can look at its daily performance and also see the click-through rate against the number of clicks. As shown before, performance by location and audience is also shown. I can also X out at any point and continue scrolling at different creatives. Lastly is the web page, which shows AARP's landing page web traffic. Some of the metrics above are a little bit different as it's measuring the number of unique visitors, conversion rates, and overall traffic and bounce rates on this landing page. So some key criteria are conversions and sessions on a daily basis, where the traffic is coming from, the age range for the different demographics in our visitors, And we can also see a breakdown between male and female users. Overall traffic sources, and a detailed source by conversion. This indicates the different paths, such as member benefits, media sales, or dedicated email sources. And this indicates the number of leads, conversions, and conversion rates. And on the right is a Marimekko chart that shows the real estate or scale to how each of these paths have contributed towards conversions. This is our conceptualization of how your data can be visualized and dashboards constructed. Thank you for your input and feedback during this process. We look forward to working with you in our next phase to design further marketing screens and workflows.